中文语法小百科 Chinese Grammar Wiki。 各位同学大家好，我是黄老师。今天我们一起来学习把。Today we're going to learn one of the most unique and interesting grammar devices in Chinese, the famous 把 structure. 把 structure is often called a disposal structure, which means the focus is how our action disposes a certain object. In other words, what impact we have induced on this object by what we do to it. 比如，我把那支笔扔了。Structure-wise, it is parallel to the English sentence, I had that pen thrown away. But this structure is much more commonly used in Chinese than the English counterpart, having something done to an object. In English, we would more likely say, I threw away that pen, rather than I had that pen thrown away. But in Chinese, although both structures do exist, 我扔了那支笔 and 我把那支笔扔了 we would almost always choose to use the latter when our action has an impact on the object. In this case, it's thrown away, gone. Another example would be, 她把那杯水喝了 She had that glass of water drunk. We would never say it this way in English, but in Chinese, it is pretty common, especially when our focus is on what happened to the object, like in this context. 桌上有一杯水，他把那杯水喝了。What is the topic we're talking about? The glass of water on the table. And what happened to it? She drank it. In this case, since the focus is on what happened to the water, we would definitely say 他把那杯水喝了 instead of 他喝了那杯水, although both are grammatically correct sentences. We can also use 把 structure to give commands, such as 把水喝了 drink this water. 把这个字写下来 write down this character. You may have noticed that when we give commands, we sometimes have 了 at the end of the sentence, and sometimes we don't. That has to do with whether we have a targeted result after the verb. If it's just the verb, such as 喝, we don't just say 把这杯水喝, which sounds unfinished in Chinese. In that case, we would add 了 to the end of the sentence. 把这杯水喝了. In the cases where we have something else, usually a targeted result after the verb, like 写下来 to write down, we do not add 了 to the end of the command. So we would just say 把这个字写下来. Please note that this rule only applies to commands. In a statement, if that's an action that has been completed, we can always use 了, such as 他把这个字写下来了。现在我们来练习。Let's practice. Please pay attention to whether the picture calls for a statement or a command. 他把饭吃了。把这支笔扔了。他把门打开了。把钱给我。很好。Today we have learned the basic structure of 把 sentences. We're going to spend several lessons on it so you're familiar with this unique structure in Chinese. 我们下次见。See you next time.